We are now somehow in July, and that means we're over halfway done 2025, which is wild. And of course, that also means that it's time for another monthly reading wrap up. June was a really good month for me in the sense that May was definitely mediocre at best. I only read one book in May, but June I ended up getting to five, and they were all 4 and 5 star reads. So I guess I just picked up the right books at the right time. Starting off, I finally read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab on my Kobo, and I loved this book. It was so good. I was so scared to get into it because people have been hyping this book up since before it came out, honestly. Whoop. Sorry, she loves doing that so much. And I was so scared that I was not going to be able to hop on the hype train and it was just going to disappoint me and not live up to my massive expectations at this point. But it 100% did. It was so good. Got me out of like a mini reading slump that I was in. It had like multiple time periods and perspectives going on. Don't normally love that, but it actually really worked for that book. And I'm really glad that V.E. Schwab wrote it the way that she did because I can't picture it any other way. So, of course, all of that being said, I ended up rating it 5 stars and I freaking loved it. I can't wait to get into more V.E. Schwab in the future. And if you're like me and that book also intimidates you and you're scared of the hype that comes along with it, in my personal opinion, totally worth the hype. It was really, really good. Next, I read Witchblood, and this is a bind up of all 10 volumes of the comic Witchblood, and I really enjoyed this as well. I'll just quickly show you the art style. It is so, so beautiful. That was what I was really looking forward going into it, but it actually has a really solid plot and a solid cast of characters as well, which made it an all around really, really good graphic novel series. Oh my goodness. My only complaint going into it was that, like, through the first and second comics, I was pretty confused just because there are witches, vampires, and humans slash vampire hunters, and none of them are definitively evil or good, which is really cool once you think about it because that's way more realistic than just one side's evil and one side's good. But it was hard to kind of deduce at first, okay, like who is what and am I cheering for them or not? I don't know. But once I got into it more, I ended up really loving it and I cannot wait to read this one again eventually. Another cute little tidbit in this book is that during certain scenes, characters would be listening to a song or reference a song, and there would be a little like blurb saying, if you have a chance while you're reading this, play this song by this artist starting now for the rest of the chapter, and you'll kind of enjoy it a lot more. And I thought that was super cool. Books don't normally have that. Loved it, and I hope that more authors kind of do that, especially with graphic novels. I feel like with a novel, it'd be a lot harder because I personally can't really focus on music and reading like a big blob of words at the same time. But with the picture aspect, it really worked. And I thought that was a super unique, cool kind of thing to add into it. After that, I read the arc Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell, and I ended up rating this one 5 stars. I, once again, was met with a multiple point of view and multiple timeline kind of story. Not normally my vibe, but it worked for this one as well. So pleasantly surprised by that. I really think that Lisa Jewell did a good job writing like that. And once I got into it, I really actually ended up loving how it was written like that. And I can't imagine the story written any other way. Like, it just wouldn't have hit as hard, if that makes sense. This one was super good. If you were into thrillers and maybe not so much like bloody, gutty, icky kind of thrillers, highly recommend this one. It's not gory, but it is very tense and high stakes. And the entire time I was reading this book, I did not want to put it down at all. It was one of those ones where you're trying to go to bed, but you're like, oh, just one more chapter. And then it's like 4 a.m. It was that good, which I loved. Oh my goodness. Then I read Midnight on Beacon Street by Emily Ruth Verona, and this one was also really good. Also written multiple perspectives, multiple timelines. That aspect of this one was not my favorite, so I ended up rating it 4 stars just because, like, some of it I felt like was just filler. I will say that the characters were very well fleshed out. I was expecting this to be more of a slasher, and I actually ended up with like really well rounded, lovable characters. Maybe not lovable, realistic characters. I feel like that is a better word for it. I'm gonna also briefly just say that the ending could have had a little bit more to it. I don't know, it just felt like it was a lot of lead up to something that was kind of anticlimactic. I wasn't expecting it to end the way that it did, so I was happy with that aspect of it. I just feel like there could have been a little bit more to it. But for a story that takes place over the span of like 12 hours, I think it was super suspenseful, really good. Highly recommend if you're into like 80s and 90s horror films, because this definitely has that kind of vibe. And then last for June, I actually just finished this like 20 minutes ago, and it's called We Had to Remove This Post by Hannah Bervowitz. This is translated from Dutch, I believe, and it's just a really short kind of novella about internet moderators who have to go through posts from a certain website that have been flagged as inappropriate and decide, okay, is this appropriate? Do I take it down? And there's some pretty nasty stuff in this book, as you can imagine, but it really packs a punch, has a lot of meaning behind it. It's not just all gross stuff. It's like a lot of, I'm going to say, eye-opening points, honestly. Like it kind of touches on how desensitized we are as a society because of all of the things we consume on the internet. We're way more used to seeing traumatic things than we were as a society way before the internet, right? Because we see them every single day and sometimes we don't even question it. Honestly, really disturbing to think about. And I think that this book did a really good job of that in like 130 pages. Not one I'd recommend to a lot of people though, because I feel like it might not be everyone's cup of tea. It's got almost every single trigger warning in it you can imagine. And then also the ending is very vague, which I know people don't love. So if that's not your vibe, probably stay away from this one. That is what I read in June. I am really looking forward to July because I have some reads that I'm hoping to get to that hopefully are going to be 5 stars. Let me know in the comments what you read in June and what your thoughts were on any of the books that you read, if you recommend them as well, because I'm always looking for book recommendations, please. But with that, I think I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you have a great rest of your week and happy reading.